right, Steve. And only on 10 News, body language expert Dr. Perry Polly with San Diego State University has been in our newsroom for the last hour, and he has been watching Harper's testimony very closely. We've heard her words, and now we want the story behind the actions. Let's start by listening to the breakdown she had today after the prosecutor pushed her about why she'd never called police during the alleged abuse by her husband. Take a listen.
Now, have you ever called the police on Jason for any of these incidents?
No, I was very embarrassed. I was very embarrassed that he was doing it. I didn't want my family to know. I didn't want my neighbors to know.
Perry, break down her breakdown for us. What are you seeing here?
Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on during her breakdown, and I think one of the most striking things to me was right before the crying episode begins, there's a moment where she briefly flashes a smile, and that's just so inconsistent with how you would expect someone to act when they're on the verge of a breakdown, when they're under the stress of a cross-examination.
What does it tell you? What does the smile mean?
It could mean any number of things. It definitely means she's experiencing some distress while she's giving this testimony. It could be there's a phenomenon that was researched in the early 80s called duping delight. Some people really enjoy telling lies, basically, and so they get a little bit of satisfaction from doing that, and you might see that manifested in a brief smile. It's hard to say exactly what's going on, but it's certainly inconsistent. I think that's been one of the most striking things about her testimony the last couple days, is just how inconsistent her emotions seem with what she's saying on the stand.
So how do you compare, how does this compare to her brother crying on the stand?
Well, her brother, when he was testifying last week, this is an example of someone who clearly is showing genuine emotion. You can tell he's struggling through the testimony. You can tell that he breaks down at key moments when he's telling parts of the story where you really would expect someone to start crying. And you just don't see that same level of connection between the story and the emotion with Julie.
So his
Very
facial
curious.
expressions are more consistent with his emotions?
Absolutely, yeah. There's no smile on his face now. You can tell his lips are down, his eyes are down. This looks like a man who's experienced some serious sadness.
Okay, good information. Well, Julie also recounted the moment she shot her husband. She says this is what happened when he allegedly came at her.
I told him, stop.
Did he stop?
No.
What happened then?
I heard a loud noise and felt my hand jerk.
All right, Dr. Polly, what do you see there?
There's so much going on, and you see right here this freeze frame, another look of contempt. This is something that really came across in her testimony a lot yesterday. When she's telling her side of the story, she's trying very hard to mask her emotion and really show very little emotion. And you only see in these brief, fleeting seconds where this look of contempt just comes across her face. So I believe her very much when she says that she was in a loveless marriage, that she had no affection for her husband. I think that kind of stuff comes across in her testimony when she has these unfiltered moments. It's going to be tough for the jury to decide, is this a woman who's struggling with this testimony because this is an emotionally upsetting event, or because she's struggling to mask this contempt?
It'll be interesting to see if the jurors pick up on any of this. Dr. Polly, thank you so much for your feedback. We appreciate it.